For today's cup of coffee, a little bit of a change in plans. I'm riding solo, and I don't like to ride solo. I do better when youngest kid is here because I sort of do better when I've got somebody to talk to other than a cat or a pillow. But that's just me. Anyhow, kid has migraine. And that was probably caused from the stress yesterday of having to go to the dentist because some of us have the dental anxieties horribly. I think they should let us have a canister of nitrous oxide before we go to the dentist. That would help a lot. So we'll discuss the internet brain changes tomorrow, barring unforeseen. I should have done that. I should have known that anytime I think something's going to go as planned, no, there will be a fly in the ointment somewhere. Anyhow, today's subject is from Mysterious Universe, and Paul Seaburn, he wrote this on January the 30th of 2022, and it's entitled, Uri Geller Warns NASA of Mass Alien Invasion by Superior Beings from 4,000 light years away. And Uri Geller was a name that I remembered from the 70s and the spoon bending thing. And what this article is a hit piece by Mr. Seaburn. And I've read a lot of articles from Mysterious Universe. This is the first time that I have read one that has this spin on it. Not that there aren't others. This is just the first one that I'm aware of. And so Mr. Seaburn writes, everyone's favorite spoon bender, or least favorite, or only one you know he answers to all of them, has definitely decided it's time to move towards becoming everyone's favorite, or least, you get the idea, UFO and space alien whistleblower. Just 1 month after warning the world that ETs are already secretly here and are preparing to finally reveal themselves, he now claims a different group of superior beings are behind signals from a newly discovered mysterious neutron star, and he's warning NASA they're on their way. Did someone at the space agency actually take his call? And apparently this is a quote from Mr. Geller because Mr. Seaburn didn't, cite who the quote is from. So I'm assuming that it's from Mr. Geller. Quote, a team mapping radio waves in the universe has discovered something unusual that releases a giant burst of energy 3 times an hour, and it's unlike anything astronomers have seen before, end quote. Like any good magician, and even some bad ones, well-known psychic, illusionist, spoon bender, and TV personality Uri Geller opens with a bit of truth to lull us into a believing place. The International Center for Radio Astronomy Research just announced the discovery of a mysterious object 4,000 light years away that is sending a periodic, low-frequency but massive radio pulse every 18.18 minutes that astronomers worldwide are describing unlike anything they have ever seen before. The researchers who found it think it could be a neutron star or a white dwarf with a highly unusual, ultra-powerful magnetic field, a magnetar, but Uri called on NASA to set them straight. Quote, no doubt in my mind that this is connected to alien intelligence way, way superior than ours. Start deciphering their messages. They're preparing us for a mass landing soon. Hashtag NASA, hashtag Hoover, hashtag Spectra, hashtag aliens, end quote. Now, I'm not sure whether it was a double hashtag on the Spectra or that Mr. Seaburn was just a little bit overly excited himself, because there's been actually a couple of mistakes during this, which is unlike him. That's way, way superior. Geller was obviously trying to convey in his own way a sense of urgency to people with PhDs in rocket science, astrophysics, and subjects other than spoon bending. How does he know these superior ETs are preparing for a mass landing soon? Hey, a good magician and most bad magicians never tell their secrets, and Geller is obviously one of those. As always, he's trying to squeeze the last drops out of his 15 minutes of fame and CIA connections, which he earned participating in government parapsychology experiments in 1973, nearly 50 years ago. Isn't there a statute of limitations on these things? Quote, my dear friends, end quote. Urey apparently hopes that politeness counts when warning NASA of impending doom by invading extraterrestrials. It seems odd that only Urey could decipher these signals as messages when all of the scientists at NASA pegged them as radio bursts from a magnetar. Perhaps Urey misunderstood the study and thought that they were looking for not a magnetar, but a magna star, which he obviously considers himself to be. Then again, any story about Urey Geller brings out enough who believe what he says that he manages to maintain some modicum of relevance. If only he actually got a response from NASA. Ooh, that's rather scathing, I think. And it's like, Mr. Seaburn, why don't you tell us what you really think about Mr. Geller? But I would also warn Mr. Seaburn, or strongly caution him, as far as the experts. Now, statistically, we have been shown many times how that some of these government agencies, NASA included, NOAA, which still breaks my heart with them, their fudging of the data to make it politically correct or politically motivated, whichever way was paying them. So with NASA, we know that there's a lot of things that have been suppressed, as evidenced by the recent revelation of a lot of the sightings, a lot of the aircraft, different things like that, that pilots and other people over the years have said that was there. And then all of a sudden, it's like, oh yeah, we're going to release these videos and photographs and stuff. So I don't know that Mr. Seaburn necessarily needs to be as pitted against Mr. Geller rather than he is. I don't know that I would take NASA's side on this. I don't know that much about Urey Geller other than, like I said, him being on, I don't know, what was it? It wasn't Unsolved Mysteries. It was another thing. It had Leonard Nimoy on it back in the 70s. But, you know, if you all know about Urey Geller, please let us know there in the comments. This is going to be an espresso shot today because I don't do well by myself. I tried it for quite a while and it's like, no. Kid helps motivate me. And I need to find somebody as a standby in times that kid has, you know, something else to do, or he does have some kind of, you know, medical something. He is breathing. So that was a good thing because I went in his room and I did call 3 different times, several times, and he was out. So he is breathing and he will recoup. But yeah, so I do the best that I can on my own. And I think it has to do with the lack of headphones, because I had no problem sitting in a studio by myself talking to myself when I was in radio. But for some reason at this point in life, there's, you know, a little bit of stuttering and stammering and hesitancy, which I don't understand. So there again, I will psychoanalyze myself. I've always been my number one client. And it's a very difficult, it's one of those hardcore cases that can't be cracked yet. But if you've had experiences with the supernatural, paranormal encounters with UFOs, aliens, cryptids, if you perchance have deciphered any of these radio waves that have been coming in, if you've got local, regional, family myths or legends, send us an email to cupofcoffeewithscream@gmail.com. You all have a beautiful, blessed day. Know that you're loved. Know that you are appreciated for taking a few minutes out of your day and having coffee with us, and hopefully a smile. And if you think that Mr. Seaburn is a little salty, put that in the comments. I think he is, and salty not in the happy way, because there's a lot of us that, yes, for us the salt must flow. Anyhow, we'll see you on the next cup. Bye.